World Card Game Federation here with another match. It is, in fact, that rematch that you guys were all aching for, the round 2, the best 2 out of 3, with Red Ruthless Dabura taking on Saiyan Dynamic Raditz. All of this is good stuff. I can't say enough about it. It's, to me, it's the essence of the game. It's being played at the highest level with 2 very experienced players. Well, I mean, in the case of CJ, at least. Having exciting decks that are very effective at the the theme that each of them are going for. It's pretty sweet. Between me and you, though, these particular decks have actually changed a bit since this match took place. So they're not exactly the same as this. A couple of kinks worked out, maybe tweaked a little more to make it a little more effective. Still the thing, endless card draw with Dabura and Raditz having every strategic option there is. The guy's a Swiss Army knife. They're going to go ahead and roll for it. It's a tiny dice. I'm getting spoiled by seeing the big dice. Now, like we said, boy, I'm terribly accustomed to this particular Raditz build. That is to say, when it was in the Saiyan Empowered mode. Okay, looks like Chris is going to go ahead and win it. He's got a pretty good opening hand. Kind of obvious, though. Hold on to time. Rejuvenate, dashing sword. Oh, okay, all right. He sees it differently. He's going to go to rejuvenate the physical block. My apologies, I cannot remember it. That's the one that, upon being banished, you can raise your anger. He powers up, ends his turn. It goes back over to CJ. CJ begins his first turn. He powers up. I forgot that old Raditz gets a 3 PUR for being on level 2. He's going to go ahead and pass, and it goes back over to Chris. Chris has an excellent hand, except that not enough offensive capabilities. He basically would have to... Well, he's also got a red sword stab right there, looking real nice. So there's something to be said for that. He in fact, is not confident enough. He passes, rejuvenates Red Awakening, he goes back over to CJ. CJ's got some nice looking stuff. All right, he's got intent. Wow. Intense training. Wow. Okay, so... Poor Chris is going to go ahead and mill out 3 cards for the 3 setups that enter play. That might be a shuffling thing. He's going to end his turn, and then, of course, Chris is going to draw his stuff. He's got a pretty decent hand. He could put aggressive sword drill in play. He's going to go ahead and declare combat. He's got to resolve 2 of those, as you know. He's going to resolve the drill first because it must be his first search. All right, he's going to grab the red sword stab. And it's going to be a really useful card, even dare I say nifty, with how many times that one is probably going to see use during this particular combat. Okay, CJ is going to go ahead and cut. Now, CJ at this point knows a lot more about the deck. He knows the chaining, the comboing, how defensively he's going to have to do it. Okay, he's going to resolve Dabura's level 1 when entering effect. He's going to go ahead and find Villainous Sword Slash. I want to say that's what that is. And I hate to say it, I even fought this deck today, and I did not remember to look this up. Not fought this day, excuse me. Looked over that deck today, and I did not catch the name of it, okay? So, as a result of all of his enterings, CJ's going to go ahead and draw his 3. He did not have any enterings to take care of. Okay, he's going to go ahead and throw a red sword stab. I don't believe... Oh, he is going to go ahead and... Oh, I think he's got it wrong. There you go. He's going to go ahead and discard the other sword slash. It's going to go ahead and force him to lose 4 power stages. He gets to draw a card. And he's going to go ahead and get... Ooh, he stops it with time. Literally the only thing that can stop the pain freight train, that is Dabura. Now, Chris at this point can concentrate on trying to level since he's not really worried about it. Oh, wow. Intimidation just blasted away and erased good old aggressive sword drill from the game. Or into the banish zone, rather. So it's back to... Wow. Oy. This is a tough one for Chris. Okay, he's going to go ahead and throw... Devilish Sword Slash, I think it is. Okay, he's going to go ahead and throw it. He's probably just doing it just for the sake of anger. No? Wow, he's already up to 4 anger. That's actually pretty good. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use the Mastery to go ahead and duplicate this particular attack. And he's going to go ahead and place that 1 card from his hand in here. So my guess is he's doing it just for the anger or for the draw. Oh, he's doing it for the draw. Okay. And then he forces CJ to lose 4 stages, which, like we said, aren't readily replaced with this particular one. With all empowered, it was hard to keep him down on a level or down stage lock. Usually they can just wriggle out of it. Okay, he's going to go ahead and attach Raditz. I'm trying to remember the name of this card. Technique? I cannot remember the name of it. Special Guard? Okay, and then Chris is going to go ahead and use that particular block that lets him banish any cards from his discard pile. Looks like he did it just to clear up the discard pile and make it all swords, which I guess is pretty neat. Oh, the card itself is not banished after use. Good to know. And then the thing is, okay, he's going to go ahead and throw his dashing. Oh, and he did it! With time in place, Chris managed to knock all of Raditz stages off. Now, this game would have been really ugly and possibly brief minus that. Oh, it's incredible. Okay, went over to CJ's Nax. He's got plenty of stuff going on there. He uses Offensive Guard. It destroys the top card of Chris's life deck. Offensive Guard, that's the name of it. And then the setup enters play. Goes back over to Chris. I think Chris might be out of moves. Okay, the combat is over. So if you guys saw right there, basically one move is all that separated this one, going very similar to the first one. Okay, and then unfortunately, let's see. Overpowering Aura Drill, I want to say that's what that is. Entered play, and Chris loses the top card of his life deck. When that enters play, you remember, it doesn't matter if it's during combat or not. He gets to go ahead and search for an attach card. He attaches it, attaches Saiyan Rescue. Excellent. So we got some neat stuff going on here. Looks like CJ's built up a board to do the NB. Look at all that stuff. He's managed to end up with 3 anger, which isn't too bad. Okay, he's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate. Saiyan backflip, I want to say that is. Okay, goes back over to Chris. Chris gets some pretty good stuff. One of those pulverizes finally is in there. He's probably not going to go in on this. I like it, but I'm also more reckless. Slicing drill, it's meant for comboing in combat. So he's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate, red slicing drill. What do you hold on to? Oh, one of the Dabura's. Oh man! A Saiyan Menace entered play. He gets to mill the top, and a doggone red slicing drill fell out. It was almost like it floated from the bottom to the top. Okay, he's going to go ahead and power up Raditz for his PUR. He's going to pass, rejuvenate, body blow, Saiyan body blow. Goes back over to Chris. Chris, I'm looking at his hand here. It's not as offensive as it should be. I mean, he technically, he could press an advantage. Not enough of an advantage. Okay, he does go ahead and declare combat. He's going to go ahead and resolve that level 1 power. Look at the top 5, pull out a sword card. He probably should remember to show, there we go. There we go, sword slash. Definitely a good card. Okay, CJ wasn't quite there. I noticed that the match had begun, rather the combat had begun, which is fine. I didn't even catch that Chris had started it. Okay, so he's got a fairly decent hand. It's not, like I said, outrageous or anything. So CJ gets to draw his 3 in response. Looks like he's got a combat ender in his hand. So you guys starting to see how this thing got elongated, how he somehow ended up here? Okay, and Chris is going to go ahead and play Demonic Sword Slash. I want to say that's the name of it. Lowers his anger to 0, not a bad move. It has a hit search for a sword named card so they can chain. I'd probably go with Red Sword Stab at this point. I mean, you can go with Dashing, and I guess there's always Dabura Spit, which is considered a sword card. Oh, he's going to grab Dabura Spit, probably for the purposes of being discarded. It's not a bad idea. Alright, what do we got here? Alright. And the ball 7, son of a biscuit. Combat ends. Remember this, once per game, this card can be played from your hand to end combat. And I say boo and hiss. He had this magical hand. So now you guys can count him two combats where CJ has managed to avoid a decimating round. Yeah, like we said, it's not exactly, let me put it this way. If I was smart enough to do it the way he was doing it, that's what I'd be doing. Staying away from it, ducking the freight train. Okay, it looks like all of a sudden I cannot remember the name of this drill. It's one that lets you rejuvenate 1, banish all your opponent's drills, and enter in combat. It's good stuff. He powers up to his 4 PR. He rejuvenates Tracking Blast, same Tracking Blast, I want to say. The one that keeps you getting de-leveled. Okay, it looks like already Chris has drawn a very... man, again, the other red slicing drill keeps making its position. See, the thing is he can still use it. Yeah, I was going to say he can use it. He's going to go and resolve Dabura's effect. Red Sword Stab looks really good, so he's going to go ahead and shuffle the remainder in. So I was looking at his hand. It's like Red Slicing Drill could be used to go ahead and duplicate a card from his discard pile, and then it goes back to the bottom of the deck, and then gets pulled out with Saiyan Red Right Hook or Right Punch. Okay, CJ's going to go ahead and draw us 3 cards in response. Chris is going to go ahead and open up with another Sword Stab. I want to say CJ has plenty of stuff to stop this. Wow. That is 7 power stage hit. I'm not sure what CJ is doing with his giant wall of setup, so he's going to take a small amount of life card damage. And Unleashed fell out. Okay, on the hit, Chris raises his anger 1 level. He's going to go ahead and stare down. Ooh, dashing sword attack. Right punch might be one of the most dangerous. See, because CJ's going to do this again. He's going to stare down. He caught it. He caught it. That it was going to be the best thing to do. Now, the thing is, Chris can still do the trick where he duplicates it with the Mastery. He places Slicing Drill on the bottom. Yep, there it is. Duplicates with the Mastery. Uses Red Right Punch. Red Right Punch comes out anyway. And he gets to pull Slicing Drill out. And then, no, Chris, no, don't pull it from the deck. Don't pull it from the deck. Read the card. Oh no, he's pulling a drill out. Whoops. Hush my mouth. He knows what he's doing. Okay, he's just making sure he's got all of his drills out. Yeah, I'd say all of his drills that are of any use or anything that's still left in the deck are already out. So, like we said, now he's got to resolve the effect of Slicing Drill. He's going to go ahead and pull anything from his discard pile of a sword nature, and he does. He finds an excellent candidate. It actually goes to his hand. Or he's considering going with Red Sword Stab instead. I'd honestly probably have stuck with Villainous Sword Slash, just because it seems to me like that discard and draw thing could become a little bit more handy, considering he's not going to need that block. Okay, he's going to throw an AT stage physical. I was going to say that he is injured. Raditz is at 0, so the AT is going to matter at this point, even on a just AT physical from Red Right Punch. Okay, remember that with Cover Drill up, that there is no more prevention for Chris's physicals. This is usually where he gets you. Usually if you don't have means to immediately deal with Slicing Drill out there, Cover Drill, he's going to hurt you. He's going to hurt you pretty bad. He's going to go and use the Saiyan setup, and the one that lets him draw a card. Okay, Chris responds by using good old Red Sword Stab. Raises anger to 4. Arm catch for CJ to go ahead and stop that one. He's going to raise his anger 1. Now CJ's trying to hold out on this one. Okay, he's going to go ahead and play the other one of the Saiyan Discovery. I can't remember the name of this one. Okay, he throws Red Dashing, Dashing Sword Attack. It does stop. It is stopped with. He still loses the 2 stages. It should have been actually 3 stages total from his move, but he stops it with Playful Punch, since it's not a style card. Ooh, Saiyan Tactics enters play. Excuse me. It's going to go ahead and force Chris to mill the top card of his life deck. It's not a bad card in the slightest.
Haven't seen anybody with him yet?
Ouch, gonna finish getting milled. I'm not sure what CJ's trying to do here. Okay, he's going to go with Back Crash. It's a 5-stage physical. Oh, I get it. It's going to wear down Chris a bit so that you start menacing him to death. Not a bad idea. Yep, there he goes. Menace. 3 power stages. Still very effective. He's going to go and menace again. I'm sure he's going to go and use... Oh, wow. And Chris is out of stages. There he goes. Rejuvenates with the transformation drill. And it goes back into play instead of back to the deck. And now he's going to go ahead and mill him again with the effect, using again. Ball 7 goes back to the bottom of Chris's deck. Okay, and he rejuvenated again with extreme training. So it looks like a decent amount of anger from all that one. And he's milling the heck out of him because of the effect. You remember level 2 Raditz, coupled with the menace itself, milling Chris away and away and away. This is probably where the game turned around in the opposite direction. Like I said, CJ slipped enough punches, slipped enough combats to stay out of trouble. Excellent job. This is the way you do it. We use the phrase trading. Use the phrase trading. Trading for us means standing there and going blow for blow, back and forth, trying to out-damage the other guy. Okay, now CJ has 5 anger from this particular one, and he has rejuvenated 1 more with Saiyan Rescue. Menace back into play. And then Chris has to pass, and he's going to go ahead and do it again. Now, I don't remember all the rules for dynamic. I want to say that, wow, Chris milled so many cards during this one combat. And I want to say that some drills are going to go ahead and go away, as CJ did level to Raditz level 3. I don't actually know if there's going to be another combat here. Transformation drill stays, of course. Overpowering aura should be discarded. I'm sure he's going to go ahead and... Oh gosh, remembering that every time CJ was rejuvenating, he should have been lowering Chris's anger. Okay, milling is done. Ridiculous amount of menaces use is done. Okay, Chris begins his turn with that combat over. 2 pre-games enter. Chris does not have nearly enough life cards to be able to hang in there with all this stuff. Probably milled him a good 15 cards in that whole fiasco. Evened it right up.
This would not work on slot. This deck would not work on slot.
Okay, here we go. Just seeing if he's going to do it. Okay, CJ's declaring combat. Chris does have to skip his first action, but he's going to go ahead and grab a look at the top 5 with Dabura's one entering.
Oh, this is my one entering.
Ouch, he ended up destroying the top from the pre-game entering. Oh, gosh. So you guys probably noticed that with the pre-games having targets right off the top, we got our menaces pop back into play. Just like that. Okay, Chris is going to go ahead and take a card. The remainder is going to go ahead and get shuffled, which is only 4 cards total. And you guys probably noticed in Chris's hand is no energy blocks. Hey, he is an energy block.
Sucker!
Oh, blinding energy movement doesn't matter. Oh man, the game is over. CJ was clever about how he did it. He stayed 1 step ahead of Red Ruthless Dabura and never stopped to stand there and trade blows and got out of it the way he knew.